Have you ever wanted to change something? You want to lose weight, make more money, change careers, deepen your relationships. And as soon as you start doing that, the limiting beliefs and the negative self-talk shows up straight in your face, not allowing you to change. That's what we're talking about in today's episode. Let's go get that nugget. Welcome to Life Mastery for Women. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Join me here 3 times a week for empowering conversations, powerful tools, and techniques to help you experience more joy, healing, and deeper connections in your life. Get ready, ladies. It's time to get that nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Life is hard, but your personal growth doesn't have to be. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you befriending your negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. If you're not befriending your negative self-talk and your limiting beliefs, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. You're like, hey, wait, Jen, wait. You're telling me that I have to release those. I have to release the negative self-talk and I have to release the limiting beliefs. And I go, yes, that's true. If you want to rise above in the hot air balloon, you're going to have to cut the sandbags. And that is the stuck energy that is stuck within your subconscious mind that is holding you back. It is the brick layers, the brick by brick that is standing in front of you, that wall that will not let you pass. Now, if you have not listened to There's Gotta Be a Better Way, which is the podcast before this one, please go do that because this one's going to make a lot more sense if you listen to that one first. So in the last episode, I talked about how there's got to be a better way, right? There's got to be a better way to living your life versus just all the BS in the environment and all the people in your life. And using your mind to get down to communicate with your subconscious mind. Now, this is kind of the part 2. The how to befriend your negative self-talk and your limiting beliefs. There is a purpose for them, but these are the beliefs that have been downloaded. Remember, this is a software program that is running in the background of your life. These are the beliefs that have been installed into the hardware of your body. So you have went and got a disk, you installed it on your computer, and this is now the software program that is running behind the scenes, preventing you from losing weight, getting the job, getting the date, getting the money, having the fun, right? Losing weight, whatever your thing is. And it is what is preventing you. So why befriend it? There's a lot of good, let's say, about your negative self-talk and your limiting beliefs. Good, yes, because what it does is it protects you. That's its sole purpose. And it protected you for some length of time, and now as you're trying to move past it, you need to kind of get it out of the way, right? So if you think of a hot air balloon and you have the sandbags around, it is holding the hot air balloon to the ground. So it's as I'm filling it, I don't want to fill it with an empty basket and fill it without these sandbags. Now it just goes, but nobody's in it, right? So it's kind of a form of protection. Now, the reason for its protection is usually more specific to your story, like your environment, your family, your job, your situation. It's protecting you, okay? So when we start wanting to get ready, we get in the basket and now we're saying, okay, I'm ready to up-level my life. I'm ready to transform areas of my life so I can feel better, I can be better, I can become something, I can accomplish new things. So in order to do that, then this is where we start releasing the sandbags, and then you level up. You go up 10 feet and you're like, wow, it's kind of cool up here. And then you go up 20 feet, you go up 30 feet, you go up 90 feet, you go up 110, you go up 1,000 feet. I don't know how high hot air balloons can go. I should do a little bit more research on my analogies, but I don't know how high hot air balloons go. I know they go pretty high, and I've never been in one, but I am curious. And if you do know the answer, check me out on Facebook, Lady Rising, or our Chakras for Beginners page, or just friend me on Facebook, Jen Mack, JenMac. And if you've been in a hot air balloon and you know the answer, please let me know, because I'll be more than happy to correct. If 1,000 feet, maybe they go higher than that. I really don't have any idea. So anyway, I think that if we are ready to level up, then it is really important to understand what those beliefs are. And in uncovering those beliefs, you will be able to get messages, guidance, and support from those beliefs to help you level up your life. So I like them. I like knowing what they are. One of the, I don't even know where I got this. I think I was learning how to be an entrepreneur and I was reading some business books back then or leadership books or something. And one of the steps or one of the tools or something in one of these books is question everything. And that is totally me. I question literally everything. And it's a really good practice because nothing is real except the thoughts in your head. Your life is being created by the beliefs that you are putting out there. And so your beliefs go out on the sidewalk of life. And if you've not listened to that episode, it's number 3, literally number 3. It's called Stop Throwing Dog Poop. And when your beliefs are going out on the sidewalk of life and then you get to experience. So if you say today's a crappy day, you were throwing dog poop on the sidewalk of life and then stepping in it and going, see, I told you it's a crappy day. And you are going through life with your beliefs. So if we befriend them, then I think it is a really, really good idea because not only do you get some of those messages and the support, but it's a lot easier to release them. From here is where you really get to have some fun because you get to decide what the new belief is going to be. You get to decide the new software install that you're going to put. So let's take a belief, for example. Now, I have a giant, I think it's probably a 3-inch binder. And it's full of loose leaf paper and different dividers that I work through specifically in my what I call a workshop. And what I highly recommend that each of you have is to create a space. Not like it could be your meditation station, but it is a space for you to go into your workshop and do things like this to start uncovering the layers of who you are. Now, in this binder, I want to read some of my beliefs in here. And a lot of them are related to business. A lot of them are related to business. And there's some pretty interesting ones in here that I find to be quite interesting, but I wanted to read a couple to you. And so here's what I do. And here's what I've done for several years in uncovering literally, I would say pretty darn near 1,000 different limiting beliefs. Now, there's a lot because we have beliefs about everything. The weather, the circumstance, the government, the people, babies, kittens, houses, location, activities, our bodies, the people around us, marriage, divorce, abortion, birth, medication. I mean, we have literally thousands of beliefs based on our environment, based on our religious beliefs, based on everything. Okay. So what I want to do is, I want to read you a couple of these because I find them to be really interesting because when we're talking about a limiting belief, it is a belief that you believe that limits you. Now I know that seems like, well, duh, it's called a limiting belief, right? But let's say you have one that is, I am never on time. Okay. That belief limits you because if you have the belief that you are never on time, most likely you're never on time. And now you go, you know what? I want to start being on time. And then I would ask myself, if I didn't believe that about myself, like I'm never on time, what would I believe? Now, there's the trick. Don't say, what is the opposite of? Because the opposite of, like, here's another example. The opposite of overwhelm is calm. But when I ask myself, if I wasn't feeling overwhelmed, I would feel, and mine almost always is clarity. So if I say the opposite and I try to install calm, that doesn't serve me. And usually I get overwhelmed when I'm trying to create courses, I'm trying to create whatever the next program is, and I get overwhelmed with the details. Because remember, if you listen to the last podcast or the last episode, I'm what's called in the Wealth Dynamics profile, I'm a creator. So I like the big vision of things. And so when it comes down to the details, I generally get overwhelmed. So then when I stop and I go, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I stand up and I say, okay, I'm overwhelmed. If I wasn't feeling that, I would feel, and immediately it's clarity. So don't ask what's the opposite of. If I'm feeling sad, the opposite is happy, right? But if you ask yourself, I wasn't feeling sad, what would I feel? You might say peace. You might say joy. You might say excitement. So please don't ask yourself, what is the opposite of? Okay. If I wasn't feeling this, I would feel whatever that is. Okay. Whatever the new thing is. So here's one. Let me find it here. Okay. So if you know me at all or have seen me, you know, I am about 5'8" with a pretty athletic build and short, moderately red hair. I used to have some pretty good fire engine red hair back in my day, but it's pretty kind of strawberry blonde now. And I am gay. I'm 50 years old. And so generally, I don't feel like I fit in with other women. So one of my beliefs is this: I don't fit in with other women by my dress, hair, and look. And I don't mean dress as in a dress. I just mean by the clothes I wear. That's a limiting belief, because now as I'm comparing myself to others, I might feel uncomfortable when I'm with other women who have a more feminine style than me. And I might feel a little bit more uncomfortable, but it limits me because now I'm like cautiously aware of that. And I'm like self-conscious and whatever. And so it can be kind of a limitation. So here it is again. The limiting belief is I don't fit in with other women by my dress, hair, and look. Now, my new belief, check this out. I am unique and authentic, and I belong on this planet, and I am meant for something great. Now, that one has been installed, okay? So meaning when I read the other one, I don't feel the charge around that emotion anymore. So when I read the one, I don't fit in with other women, I don't feel that. That's like saying I'm a cat. I don't have a charge around it. I don't feel it. I don't feel it in my body when I say it. That's how you know it's a limiting belief. You say it and it feels true to you. When I read the new one, the new belief, I am unique and authentic and I belong on this planet and I am meant for something great. Man, that like blows up in my belly button. I mean, that just like is this real excitement, chills, tears behind my eyes, and it feels amazing to say it. Now, I'm probably talking really fast. And if you are not familiar with limiting beliefs, I do have several episodes about overcoming limiting beliefs, working on them, releasing limiting beliefs. I have a guided meditation about it. So there's lots of content around this subject for you to help you understand this. But this is one of the most powerful tools as you are becoming your own best friend and as you are digging in there and uncovering the things that are blocking you. These are the sandbags that are holding you down. These are the sandbags to your hot air balloon that are preventing you from getting the date, making the money, changing careers, living the life, losing the weight, whatever. It is preventing you. So we want to cut those sandbags. But first, we need to befriend them. We need to understand why they're there. I used to tell when I was a personal trainer, I used to tell my clients back then, you can't hate yourself into success. You can't hate yourself into a healthy body. Hate does not have a place for you in your life. Hate is a poison. You drank a cup of poison and you hoped somebody else would die. You drinking hate only affects you. So resentment and vengeance and hate for something else or someone else does not belong in your body. So let's get that straight right there. Release it. Release the hate for other people. If there's somebody in your life that you hate, learn to forgive them. And you're releasing it for you, not for them. Forgiveness is for you, not for them. Okay? You are holding on to whatever it is that they did or didn't do. And you release that so you can move on, so you can have a better life, a better relationship, a better career, okay? Better health specifically. So here's what I do. So get out a journal, get out some paper. Here's what I do. Take a subject, take a topic that you want to become better at. You could take health, career, spirituality, money, relationships, and write everything that you believe about that subject. Everything that you believe about that subject. Now, when I do this exercise, I give myself a lot of time, like a good couple of hours, because here's what I'm going to do. If you have a couple of hours, it is 1,000% worth it. I'm not kidding. It makes me feel so much lighter and filled with confidence and filled with like this empowerment. Like I'm in charge now. Like I can totally move through this because our limiting beliefs take our power away. They limit us. They tie us down and they prevent us from living our very best life. And so when you say something like, I'm never on time, we feel like it's something outside of us that is preventing us from being on time. Or here's another one that I hear a lot. I don't remember people's names. I can't remember people's names. I never remember people's names. Okay? I made a decision when I became a personal trainer that I was going to remember people's names. And I just did. I made that decision. I made the commitment to that new belief. And without even knowing what I was doing, I installed that. And now when I meet people, I'd have 20 clients at a time. And I remember working at the front desk and people coming down and I'm like, hey, how'd the class go? And whatever. And this other trainer was, teaching some sort of like a workout class or whatever. And she'd have 20 people in her class. And she would come down, people would come down and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And how's the class? And how'd it go? And, oh, it was great. And I'm like, what's the matter? And she's like, I just wish that she knew our names. Like she talks to us and, we've been in the class 19 times and she doesn't bother to it's like she doesn't even know who we are. And I'm like, oh, that's terrible, And I remember kind of bookmarking that in my mind. So when I started becoming a trainer and a boot camp instructor and I'm now going to have clients of my own, that was my goal. And I made a decision. I'm going to always remember their names. And I did. And people would come into my class 1 or 2 times and I'd see them again in the gym. And I'm like, hey, Laura. And she's like, oh my God, you remember my name? And I'm like, well, yeah. And it made such an impact on people. And I still do it. I meet, Cameron's friends and I remember their names, or I meet their parents and I remember their names. And I meet, of course, my own clients because I'm going to work with them for a while, but I meet people and I remember their names. Okay. So when you have the belief, it is something that is preventing you. It feels like it's this outside energy source or something outside of you that is working against you, which makes, I don't know about you, but it makes me kind of crabby where I'm like, something outside of me is preventing me from living the way I want to. So I'm like, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. And I have a belief in there about losing weight. And I'm like, dang it, how come I'm not losing weight? Like it's just not meant to be, right? Well, that's BS. It is meant to be. Whatever you decide, it is meant to be. We just have to do it correctly. We just have to install that belief, the new belief. So you have to overcome the belief that's in the body, that is stuck in the body. Because remember the ant and the elephant. The ant can make the decision all day long, but if he does not install it in the body, does not communicate to the elephant, you aren't getting it. You are not getting the goal, which is why when I asked from stage, hey, how many of you have problems in here? And everybody raises their hands. And then I said, how many of you been working on that problem for 1,000 years? And everybody raises their hands. That is only simply because you did not install the belief into the elephant. You didn't communicate it to the elephant. You didn't install it into the laptop. The program cannot work. It cannot. It will not. Never, 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 ever, never. It will never work until you install it into the body. Okay? So you have to get that straight. If you don't install it in the body, it's not going to work. You're not going to lose the weight. You're not going to get the guy. You're not going to get the promotion. You're not going to have the health. You're not going to, nothing. Nothing is going to change. You have to install it in the body. And that's what I talked about in the last episode. This one is a very hands-on approach. So first, figure out what your goal is. And maybe it's something specific. Instead of health, just say, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. And now write all of your beliefs around losing 20 pounds. Like let's say one of them is, I have to go to the gym and I hate the gym. In order to lose weight, I have to go to the gym and I hate the gym. That is a belief that is preventing you. If that belief is the only one you have that is a way for you to lose weight and you're like, I hate the gym, do you see how that belief is working against you? Okay, now here's what we do. We uninstall that belief and we install a new one. So you write that one down. I have to go to the gym to lose weight and I hate the gym. And now if I didn't believe that, what would I believe? Now, maybe some of you are going that I love the gym, but Jen, I don't love the gym. You only don't love the gym because you believe you don't love the gym. Now, here's the thing about limiting beliefs. Once you uninstall it, does that mean you have to go to the gym? No, but now you have a choice if you go to the gym or not. I worked with a client when I was still a trainer, a personal trainer. I worked with a client for, I worked with her for a couple months and she wanted to lose weight. And she had a big fear of the gym. One coaching session, releasing the charge around that belief. And she was saying, I hate the gym. That's the only way I can lose weight. I never can go to the gym, so therefore I can never lose weight. And I said, okay, let's release a charge around that. And she's like, okay, let's do it. So we released a charge around. I said, if you didn't believe that, what would you believe? She goes, I can lose weight in any way that I love to move. So I could go dancing, I can go kayaking, I can go hiking, I can go for a run, I could take up rowing, I could take up swimming, whatever. And I said, perfect. So we installed that. And then guess what she ended up doing? She ended up going to the gym. I live in northern Michigan where it's like winter here, like 9 months out of the year. And if it's not winter, then it's raining. And then we get, June and July and mostly August are just amazing, beautiful months. And that's pretty much it. Once we hit September, it starts raining, it gets cold, it gets crappy outside. Of course, in May, like just early May this year, it was snowing. Today it's rainy and gray and cold. So you never really know what you're going to get in northern Michigan. But here's what she ended up doing. So when I was coaching her, it was like September. Well, so from September through like March or April, she went to the gym because she no longer had the charge around it. So now she's going to the gym, and then through the other warmer months, she would go out and run and kayak. And I don't know, there was another activity that she took part in. And guess what? She lost weight, she gained strength, she feels great. But she no longer has the charge. So as you are writing these beliefs down, you say, okay, and the only way to lose weight is to go to the gym, and I hate the gym. Let's take the charge away from it. So it's not this outside energy source that is preventing you. I can't go to the gym, Jen. I hate the gym. So when we release that energy around it, now you're like, oh, I don't hate the gym anymore. So I could go to the gym, or I could take a Zumba class, or I could take a yoga class, or I could go for a run, or maybe I could get some friends together and we could go walk our dogs, or I could take, so on and so on and so on. So let's work on that. So if you have your journal out, write whatever your goal is. And then now let's figure out what is the new belief that you want to install. So in yours could be, if I hate the gym, I can do any kind of movement and lose weight easily. Bam. Right? Now, wow, isn't that amazing? So now I've installed this new belief and I feel so great doing it. And now I can go to the gym or not go to the gym, but either way, no matter what I do, I'm going to lose weight. Friggers, let's do it. That's it. That's it. Now, to me, that puts a lot of power in your hands. In the last episode, I said, question everything. This includes your beliefs. This includes your beliefs. Your beliefs is what's creating your life. When you say things like, I always, I never, I can't, it's those big extreme words. Anytime you're using those big extreme words, that, my friend, is a limiting belief. Even if it's on the other side, even if it seems positive, like I'm always on time. Now that limits you because that means you create so much pressure about being on time that now you could never be late because your belief is I'm always on time. Do you see what I'm saying? So question everything. Start to pay attention to what you say. Start to pay attention to your words that you're using. Start paying attention to how you're describing the world around you, the world that you're living in, and start to start to uncover those beliefs. I always recommend to the clients that I work with is to carry a notebook with you. And as you have this, it could just be a little pocket notebook and you'd be like, oh my gosh, like I hate sitting in traffic. Write that down. I'm always late. Write that down. Oh God, standing in line at the grocery store makes me want to throw up. Write that down. Okay? Because all of those beliefs create the stuck energy in your system, and you carry that with you wherever you go. What if you didn't hate sitting in traffic? What if you enjoyed it? And you go, well, Jen, but I do hate it. Well, right. You hate it because you created a belief around that you hated it. Not everybody in the world hates sitting in traffic. I don't mind sitting in traffic because I've uninstalled that belief and installed I enjoy sitting in traffic. It gives me more time to finish the song I'm listening to or finish the podcast episode that I'm listening to. It's awesome. I love sitting in traffic, right? Because you're going to sit in traffic anyways, and hate doesn't have a place in your body. So I hope this finds you well. If this is something that you're interested in learning more about, send me an email, send me a message on any of our Facebook pages, which is Lady Rising and/or Chakras for Beginners. Send me an email at themeditationroomtc@gmail.com and just say, hey, you know what, Jen, I want to have a conversation with you. And let's figure out how I can best support you. Go get your journals, get your notebooks, and let's start uncovering and befriending those limiting beliefs. Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love for you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment as to how this has inspired you. If you're interested in hearing about our upcoming events or working directly with me in my group coaching program to join a community of women and connect, heal, and create a life that is full of joy, inspiration, and empowerment, then reach out to me via Facebook in either of my two groups, Lady Rising or Chakras for Beginners. There, you can create a post or you can send me a direct message. Or you can email me at themeditationroomtc@gmail.com. Let's talk and see how I can best support you. In the meantime, keep going, growing, and transforming to keep looking for those nuggets of inspiration.